Shemai boys back. I'm going to try looking at the camera today because usually I'm wearing sunglasses and looking windswept and interesting in the other direction. So I'm going to attempt to keep my eyes on the prize. And the prize is you, my subscribers. The title of this video, I'm here to be beeped about. I'm here to be effed around. I don't know about you, but I get the impression as a people pleaser in recovery that certain people who have got used to you as a doormat, as a yes person, as a nice guy, as an empath, they just won't accept the fact that you have identified that it is a problem for you, and they won't accept the fact that you now identify as somebody in recovery. Why? Because it's not in their best interests. The worm that turned, the one that fought back. Well, this came to me this morning as I was pottering about, and I thought, I'm just here to be effed about. And that's a feeling I've had from if you contact somebody, if you are in negotiation perhaps, then it takes forever for the other person to get back. You, as a people pleaser, are an afterthought. They've got so used to you being a people pleaser and a nice guy that they just can't believe that you have your own timetable, that you have your own sort of priorities, that it's crossed their mind that perhaps, I'd better get back to him or her. It's a weird one, isn't it? And it sort of fosters and festers resentment. And I'm feeling it, man. I've got the feels in my body, man. I'm feeling this frustration and resentment. Could be to do with the fact that we're coming out of a very long bloody winter, and the weather's great and spring is here. And actually, not to make a light point of this, but this is a very dangerous time of year for human beings because everybody's been fairly muted and fairly low and fairly down during the winter. And those people who are really clinically depressed, very withdrawn, and perhaps have suicidal ideation, this is a very precarious time because they're starting to see the first shoots of recovery in the plant world. But more than that, they're starting to see the first shoots of recovery in the people around them, that the sun is working on them, that the vitamin D has got into them, and they appear a little bit happier and a little bit more themselves, perhaps. Whereas these individuals are seeing this going on around them and they are not feeling that, far from feeling that. So I just put that out, possibly a trigger warning to some people, but for you to think about other people around you. Back to the topic in question. I'm fed up of being beeped about, of being effed around. Frustrating. Rhwystredigaeth yn Gymraeg. Rhwystredigaeth in Welsh. It's almost like a physical feeling. You can actually feel it in parts of your body, around your shoulders, in your neck. You're hunched up a little bit because you've got this sort of residual frustration that's happening because of the world situation. I mean, unfortunately, my personal history is the fact that I cannot negate the world around me. I am somebody who is very strongly affected by world events. So Donald Trump, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, shootings, bombings, stabbings, it's all a very personal experience to me. I'm not somebody who can just get on with things, although things are better because you just get older and you decide where you're going to get your news from. You're not sat there as you were in days of yore, just consuming this sort of doom. Although it's so easy to get into this sort of doom scrolling, isn't it? Because there's so many doom-laden events out there. So what are you going to do as a people pleaser in recovery when you've sort of said out loud, as I did this morning, I am fed up of being effed around? Now, it depends who is effing you around. If it's a family member, tricky, because they are dealing with you on their own timetable. They're used to you from the old days, and they know that if they get back to you immediately, you are going to take advantage of that fact. So they put a lot of space, they put a lot of time between getting back to you. They have their own priorities, they have their own issues, many of them to deal with. So your sort of concerns, your question is probably way down the radar. And I think as years go on, family members do sort of start falling down the pecking order. If it's friends that are effing you about, then you've got a decision to make. Do you sort of say, this person has effed me about enough, and, ta-ta, TTFN, ta-ta for now, or TTFE, ta-ta forever? Because I think, again, as you get older, your need for these people who are effing you about, I mean, you could sort of, in a charitable moment to them, you could do a little bit of shadow work, you could do a little bit of self-psychoanalysis and think, am I being too sensitive? Am I being too temperamental? Or is this person really effing me around? Because they've got used to effing me around, and because I was a people pleaser and I'm now a people pleaser in recovery, I've put my boundaries down and I ain't gonna be effed around no more.